Harvard Law Review was on the edge of releasing its very first piece written by a Palestinian um, about genocide in Gaza, and they pulled it. I guess it was at the very last minute they pulled it, right? They were just about to publish,
Yep.
and there was a
It had gone through
meeting,
all the editing. Yep.
gone through the whole process, and there was a meeting, and there was a debate, and
That
Harvard Law
included no
Review
Palestinians.
that included no Palestinians, correct? And Harvard Law Review decided to pull the piece. So the Nation released the piece, which I thought actually was pretty, at least someone.
Yeah, I'm always quick to be hating on the Nation, but I
Yeah.
gotta give them props on this
Gotta
one.
give
I was
credit for
like,
this
I
one.
gotta give them a shout out to this one. This was a good look. I wonder though. The one thought I had was, and I was like, but I'm not going to do it. Is just the pettiness. What would an actual analysis of the Nation's coverage of this issue? What would it reveal?
Right.
And would it reveal that their publication of this is in line with their general approach,
Right.
or is it a departure in this new moment of? But nonetheless, I got to give them credit for that.
Yeah. Yes.
They get their little.
So
credit.
I'm since you do the highlight, which I always appreciate, and you always manage to catch the things that I catch. I'm going to turn it over so you can.
Oh, I mean, okay, cool. As you said, you laid it out quite well. What I have here is just that what they were told was that rather the discussion revolved around, in other words, they were saying it was not denied publication because of some technical issue, or it would have been the first piece written by a Palestinian. It went through several rounds of edits before it was set to be published. The discussion did not involve any substantive or technical aspects of your piece. Rather, the discussion revolved around concerns about editors who might oppose or be offended by the piece, as well as concerns that the piece might provoke a reaction from members of the public who might in turn harass, dox, or otherwise attempt to intimidate our editors, staff, and HLR leadership. What stood out to me in that is that they are admitting, which I think is disastrous for them. They are saying, this is not about your argument. It is not about the quality of your writing or the arrangement of the argument or the array of resources or citations, or it is not about the intellectualism or the scholarliness of it all. It is strictly about the politics of some members, none of whom include Palestinians, feeling a certain kind of way, being offended. I don't know what the hell that means in light of what the article is making a great case for. Palestinians are suffering genocide, so why you would be concerned? Why should anybody be concerned about you being offended? Okay, right. And then they say and then this whole line about our members might be harassed. So again, they're saying it's not that you're wrong. In fact, it may be that you're right.
Right.
That we're not going to put, because we don't want the backlash. We just don't want it, which is I just think is an important admission to your point about highlighting what is not the way the world is not what many people think it might be. I think this is a beautiful admission on their part that, look, this is all about politics, and this is not about academia, scholarliness, intellectual rigor, honesty. This is just, we don't mess with the argument, so we're not going to publish it. And I'm like, on some level, that's whack as hell, of course, but I appreciate it. Speak on it. Say more.
Right. And that they went into, I mean, the audacity to be like, it's not because you're Palestinian and it's not because of your argument, but like, isn't that the whole point of your law review, is to present the arguments that are made? Because, it's supposed to be the top law school of the land. Like, what is happening right now?
And then just in case, just for the sake of time, I'll just simply say the point of the article. It's a very well written, and seems to me, obviously I'm not an expert in international law, but it makes it seems to have a very well written and strong argument for what many of us already think is the case, that this is genocide.
Right.
That what's happening there is genocide. So they use, in fact, again, something that I have used in talking about Black America and the intervention of the state in the cultural production, specifically of hip hop, but that the UN Genocide Convention defines the crime of genocide as certain acts committed with the intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group as such. Yep. So if you continue reading what the UN Genocide Convention says on that, it specifically talks about slow death measures. It talks about in the context of distorting a people's culture and denying access to adequate housing, healthcare, and education. All of the things that easily, I think, apply just even to Black people here would certainly apply to a group of people who not only, in addition to those things, are literally being bombed out of existence, with people explicitly saying, we want to bomb them out of existence. These are dogs and savages. So the idea that anyone could read this very well argued, sourced, cited, about just the blockade is genocide, according to some experts.
Right.
I mean, all of this to the colonial condition. So what they're just saying is, as the author says here, Palestinians just can't be innocent.
Right.
So that's really what Harvard is agreeing with. They're agreeing with the author here. No, y'all, you can't be innocent, so we can't publish this, because if we publish this, you look innocent.
Right.
So I'll
right. But this. So, and I want to move into what's happening in Maryland also. So, but this is all part of, I think, what we really need to take in and start to understand about how this system works, right? About how they silence people who are even using all of the information that the system has provided, right? Like, there's nothing from that article that is not based on the already existing premises of what genocide is, right? He didn't make up a definition. He's using the definition that the system created. And even that is being silenced. And it's interesting really to watch this kind of play out. And I'm curious to see how this, if it even has any future ramifications at all. Ricky made the comment that she thinks this was more about the nation pointing out the pulling of the article versus actually looking at the genocide or the the situation itself, which I don't disagree with. That's probably a fair and accurate assessment of.
Wait, I'm sorry, because I missed the comment. I can't even. I'm for some reason I can't even find it. So you're saying that, I'm sorry, say that again. That Ricky's point was that
Ricky's point is that right. The nation's not trying to really highlight the genocide in Palestine. That's not really their purpose, right? Their purpose is to call out Harvard Law for pulling this article right before it was supposed to go forward. So, it's more about, the act of pulling the article much than it is about what the article is actually pointing out. So, and, I'm inclined to agree with Ricky on that.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, I wonder if a content analysis of the nation was performed regarding their coverage of this issue, what would it look like? What would it reveal as it relates to their decision to support this letter? So I think you and Ricky make a good point there.
Right.
That would be why. Yeah.